Shocked. LA military crackdown tarnishes America's democratic image. Beyond America's borders, the images from Los Angeles have sent shockwaves around the world. Military vehicles in the streets of a Californian city, demonstrators being chased by federal soldiers, scenes of tear gas in a residential neighborhood. All these sequences brutally contradict the traditional image of the United States as a bastion of democracy and individual freedoms. The tone in newsrooms around the world was serious. The BBC headlined, "The American Dream Under Siege," while Radio-Canada spoke of the state of siege of a sick democracy. In Europe, editorials in Le Monde, El País and Die Zeit spoke of an authoritarian turn, comparable to the excesses observed in countries that Washington had previously criticized for their lack of respect for civil liberties. The contrast is striking. The world's leading power is using its army against its own population without any state of war or external threat. The shock is all the greater given that this crisis comes at a time when the United States is seeking to establish itself as the guarantor of democracy in international conflicts, notably in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. Yet this moral stance is being undermined by the use of force against demonstrators on its own soil. Several European diplomats, speaking on condition of anonymity, confide their embarrassment at a situation that weakens the American position in international forums. A symbolic event crystallizes this global malaise. The American veto, on June 6, 2025, of a UN Security Council resolution calling for the delivery of emergency humanitarian aid to Gaza. Officially, the Trump administration justified this refusal on strategic grounds. But this veto, combined with the crackdown in Los Angeles, fuels the thesis of the growing isolation of the United States, now perceived as a unilateral player, indifferent to international norms, whether in terms of human rights or humanitarian cooperation. For international NGOs, the California sequence is the symptom of a democracy weakened from within, where authoritarian temptation replaces institutional dialogue. Amnesty International has issued a statement denouncing the disproportionate use of force, while Reporters Sans Frontières is concerned about the working conditions of journalists in the field, who are sometimes targeted by the forces deployed. On social networks, internet users around the world are expressing their incomprehension. In France, the hashtag Los Angeles occupation is going viral. In Germany, the keywords Trump regime and Verfassungsbruch, constitutional violation, are taking hold. Even within the American diaspora abroad, calls for mobilization are multiplying. Solidarity marches in London, Berlin, Seoul, Buenos Aires. This image reversal could have lasting consequences for American diplomacy. In the age of global networks, international public opinion carries a lot of weight. And when the figure of the world policeman merges with that of the domestic oppressor, the moral balance of US foreign policy is shaken.